Hello and welcome to another episode of Gyro Plays Lonely Mountains Downhill. Gyro Log Edition. I don't know, I'm trying to make that a thing. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. I guess the only thing that's stopping it from being a thing, I'm just trying to get rid of these checkpoint, or these exclamation points. The only thing that's stopping it from being a thing, you know, from a YouTube aspect, is for me not calling it said thing. Because you know, it's kind of one of those situations where you're really your own boss when it comes to YouTube. You know, nobody's gonna... Well, okay, so at least where I'm at, as far as YouTube's concerned, nobody's gonna call me out for little tiny things. Well, okay, now that I've said that, people are gonna call me out. Like the Gyro Waffle series. Somebody on Discord said, like, ooh, Gyro Waffle, what is this? This is gross. I like it. You know? It's Gyro Monk, Waffle Cat. It sounds like an actual food item. It's good. I feel like it's appetizing. I'd take some, you know, some slices of lamb with my waffles. Heck yeah, bro. That sounds extremely tasty. Whenever I do stuff with my brother, I don't know, we can call it like chilled gyros, because he's JK Chill. We can work on that one. We can do a little bit more of a discussion on that one. We are trying to make up some stuff though, me and him. I feel like that's gonna be very watchable, very listenable content. We generally have, especially if we're playing, I don't know, I feel like I need to get him up to speed. I'm gonna need to get myself up to speed. I need to get him up to speed with playing the game while talking, but I feel like he's gonna catch on. He's gonna catch on pretty fast. It's really not like that difficult, but I do have a disposition of multitasking. I'm a predisposition, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I said multitasking, not vocabulary. You know, English is not our first language. Look, I don't pretend to be a master of the English vocabulary. See, I couldn't even get that word. Every time I try to talk too fast, I'd stutter, but I feel like that's everybody. Everybody I know that talks fast. Okay, this is probably not fair. Most people I know that talk fast. Okay, it's still not fair. There are a lot of people I know that talk fast that have stuttering problems because they're trying to... I feel like it's their brain is thinking in 1,000,000 miles an hour. And I can relate to that for sure. And their tongue, their mouth, all the parts that are involved with communication, you know, it has some obvious difficulties with trying to keep up with that. I think I just found out where the... Hold on, what is this? What is this all about? Okay, well, first of all, I'm in a free ride. Let's not... Let's not do that right now. I want to see this area, though, at nighttime. That's gotta be gorgeous. It's gotta be absolutely beautiful, stunning, darling. You're a princess, darling. I don't know what I'm quoting. As you wish. Okay, that one's Princess Bride because I said princess. You know, it's a reference. It's a very well-known reference. It's pretty much all you have to do to get on somebody's good side, is make a reference to a media property that they know, and then you're like, oh, this guy's not half bad, and then, you know, you can get away with saying like 10 questionable things. Yeah, but he knew Princess Diaries. You know, like he can't be that bad just because he doesn't like the new the Pokemon Sword and Shield. I mean, okay, so that's not very controversial. Just because he doesn't like the Joker and all of its commentary on the human psyche, etc., etc. Yawn. Oh yeah. I don't think I have that kind of rapport with you. I haven't seen the Joker, but I also don't like the premise of like exploring woe is me. What is it? The woe is me culture. Because it's and again, this is I'm purposefully trying to not make friends here. Woe is me culture is something I was a huge part of, a huge fan of, and at an appropriate age of 15, 16 years old. You know? And it origin story of Gyro Monk here. No, I'm not gonna divulge into the woe is me culture of myself. That's awful. That's exactly what I'm trying to get away from. I don't think, as an adult with responsibilities, you would fall into that category. You really have to. So the main problem is it's part of like a millennial problem. And again, this is all kind of like a minefield of conversation. But the whole culture of you can be whatever you want, do whatever you want. I think that has poisoned the well for anybody to try to find in themselves like something like a passion for just living like as an adult. I don't know. It's kind of a hard picture to frame slash to make understandable. Because I was there, you know? Pretty much everybody told me, because I was Asian, or because I wear glasses, or because I have a knack for technology, that I was supposed to be in tech support. I was supposed to be in some sort of like technology field. When in my heart of hearts, I wanted to be a touring musician, or you've heard this spiel. I wanted to be some sort of entertainer. I wanted to be, you know, like a no. Maybe even like an opera singer if I was given given that option in life. You know, some sort of performer. And I'd like to think that this is part of that. This is a little bit of a showing of that, even though this is kind of just like blogging in digital form. I don't know. It's part of for me. It's very fulfilling. It's while I'm playing games, I'm just telling stories, or you know, the performance honestly comes a lot easier with other people. I mean, that's why there's bands. That's why there's the whole cast when it comes to like a play or a movie. But that, you know, cycle all the way back. That's why I think I'm gonna call these gyrologs, kind of like a gyro monk monologue mixed into one. We'll see. We'll see if it sticks. But again, the only reason it wouldn't stick is if I made it not stick. You know, if I sprayed Pam all over it. That's a cooking joke, sweetheart. Look up the Pam cooking spray. All right, you got it. Because I don't think I'm like a natural born comedian, but my brain does have like a tendency to find hidden jokes. And not just the easy jokes. Usually the jokes that take most people, like, you know, a couple, like a dozen seconds / to a couple minutes to figure out, and then go, no, that was a stupid joke. If it was so stupid, why did you take forever to figure it out, you know? I feel like those jokes are the best, usually. Like, not just puns, but like interwoven puns. And that's why I kind of respect meme culture a little bit. It has layers and layers. if you're looking at the right memes, you know, not just the blatant, disrespectful, racist memes. Obviously those are taboo around here. I mean, should be taboo around like the internet. But the internet also contains 15-year-olds. I sometimes forget that. I think part of it, and I do take a little bit of pride in this, is because when I was 15 years old, people thought I was 21 on the internet. You know? You know the easiest way to do that is just don't type as much. I found out early on, like maybe, so I started posting on forums maybe I must have been like 9 years old. I was on Neopets, I was on Gaia Online. Was playing a lot of MapleStory during my middle school, high school years. Although now that I'm saying that, middle school doesn't sound right. Maybe, but okay, it's not a huge deal. The main thing is to not really say much, and then when you say something, for it to like actually make sense, like to be a coherent statement, and usually a statement that somebody's already said. I just copied it and put it in my own way. It gained me a lot of like older friends, but I realize now that well, I didn't keep those friends. I mean, you know, that's part of the problem with platforms of old, is when you lost interest with of that like MMO, specific MMO or specific forums, like Neopets, Gaia, MapleStory. Those are all kind of like video games to an extent. You know, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, I played a lot of that online. SOCOM played a lot of that online. When you lost contact with those people, at least back in the day, they were gone. You basically just like, you were going to a group in real life, like just to compare it to like a bowling group in real life, and then you just moved to a different state, essentially. And that's a pretty harsh change, but You know, it was pretty much the norm back then. What is this? What is this? That's a heck of a shortcut. Oh, uh-oh. I saw that coming. Are we in the free ride? We are. Alright, well. That's what you get for being adventurous. But, you know, I would take those experiences all over again, you know, if I were to relive them. I enjoyed communicating with a lot of people that were older than me when I was a child, and I was able to because I wasn't just like saying, you know, I like feet, I like eggs, you know, quoting the Amanda Bynes show or SpongeBob whenever I could. And I'm not like completely besmirching that either, because there's something to be said about like childlike wonder. I'm obviously at the age where I don't care for it as my personal entertainment, because it's supposed to be for kids. You know, it's a little kid learning the English language through the internet, like how to speak to people through the internet. And I think I do need like I need to take a step back and be like, okay, that's cool, that's fine. Just take a little chill pill there, because I do have the tendency to think that everybody needs to be me. Like every 15-year-old needs to be 15-year-old me, and that's not fair. That's not a fair thing to do, because I had two older brothers. I had, you know, that I've already experienced their experiences from, and then I've talked to all these other older people as well. And I'm basically at the age of 16 years old. I was a boomer and a curmudgeon. And no, we're not going this way. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. And I hated people. I mean, that's a pretty common thing for teenagers. But like I understood why. You know, a lot of teenagers are just confused and don't know why they're having so many emotions. But I feel like I was in a headspace of like I don't know. And if you think I'm up my own butt about this, you can ask my friends when I was that age. Everyone, like, not only did I look like I was 20 something, I definitely carried myself in that way because I was tired of it already. That's pretty much all you have to do to be perceived as older, is just have that look of, you know, another day, another begrudging breath I have to take in this godforsaken world. Like, that's literally it. And then people would be like, okay, all right, I see. I see this guy is, you know, this guy knows what he's talking about. And I feel like I do relate easily to people because of that mindset. You know, it's really easy to just it's not even just dwelling in that negativity, because there's a post negativity world that I live in. You know, if you've been to my streams, if you've listened to my content enough, I'm usually like pretty happy happy-go-lucky kind of guy. So it's probably weird hearing me talk about this. Is because I am like I already know that everything is bad, yada yada. But I want to be in a happier place. I feel like that's the step after where I was when I was 16, you know? It's kind of like a, I don't know, and I might just be word souping all the way through this, which is perfectly fine. And speaking of which, I should get that video out for Game Soup. That game was really fun, and I'd like more people to check it out. Tangent. I'm just making sure that I get through this level this time. You know, we died at like 18 minutes left on the video, or recorded on the video already. I was like, come on. How much more can I talk about begrudging teenage me and how I kind of respect the old me. Where am I now? I have no idea. You probably know better if you've been listening to these. I don't know how to describe myself. Do people typically know how to describe their current mental state? I feel like that would be that'd be a mental state in and of itself, if you know what I mean. All right, that's I'm done for this now. For this now video, hit that like button if you liked it. Hit that sub button if you wanna, you know, show your support, etc., etc. Yeah, I'll catch ya on the next one. See you.